President Trump renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And honestly, I respect the confidence. In response to that, the governor of Illinois renamed the Great Lake of Michigan to the Great Lake of Illinois, because a Great Lake deserves to be in a great state.
That a Great Lake deserves to be named after a great state. So today, I'm issuing a proclamation declaring that hereinafter, Lake Michigan shall be known as Lake Illinois.
Moon Pie took it a step further and renamed Florida to Moon Pie Town just for kicks. So, to keep that ball rolling, I'm renaming every national monument. America, you're welcome. Hey gigglers, if you're new around these parts, I'm Heather, and this is LOLZ on Tap, the channel that's all about putting a smile on your face and springing you into fits of laughter. So stay tuned, because that's exactly what's about to happen. Take this first monument. Mount Rushmore was built in the 1930s to honor 4 presidents, or so they say. In reality though, it's considered to be the first ever selfie. So to honor such a milestone, Mount Rushmore is now to be called the President Selfie Stone. Why go digital when you can have your face forever etched in stone? Moving on from giant stones above ground to a giant crack in the earth, the Grand Canyon, an iconic wonder that was formed millions of years ago as a result of erosion. But let's be real here. It actually happened because Mother Nature got upset with her other half and drew a line in the sand that's a little hard to cross. So in light of that, the Grand Canyon is now officially the Earth's oopsie. From dry desert onto wet ground, Niagara Falls, a massive natural wonder known for its thundering roar and endless rush of water. But you know what? It's really more like the ultimate thrill seeker's water ride of death. So for that, Niagara Falls now goes by the name the Big Water Whoosh. From water that flows to being surrounded by an ocean, we're moving on to the Statue of Liberty, an iconic symbol of freedom, gifted to the US by France in 1886. But let's be honest, this isn't just a statue. This is a woman who has been holding her arm up consecutively for over 138 years. That's not a beacon of hope, you guys. That's a commitment to the longest, most unnecessary workout in history. Or maybe she's just been trying to hail a cab this entire time.
Where we gonna find a taxi around here anyway?
And no one has bothered to stop for her. So to properly reflect her struggle, we're renaming her Taxi, over here please. Because if you span over a century with your arm in the air, you're either really patriotic or really need a ride. From being stuck with your arm permanently above your head to being permanently stuck thinking. The Lincoln Memorial stands today as a grand tribute to the 16th President of the United States. But what if I told you Abe Lincoln has actually just been frozen mid-thought, lost in deep contemplation? Is he pondering the fate of this nation, or just trying to remember where he left his favorite hat? Either way, he's been stuck in his thinking pose for over 100 years. So to properly honor Honest Abe's eternal deep thoughts, we're officially renaming this to Lincoln's Pondering Pose. This next one just cracks me up. The Liberty Bell, a legendary symbol of American independence, and also the world's most famous broken musical instrument. This bell rang loud and proud until it didn't. One big crack later, and it's been stuck in permanent retirement. Some say it cracked while ringing for George Washington's birthday. Others say it was just built on a budget. Either way, it's been a busted hunk of metal for over 250 years. So in honor of its tragic but hilarious fate, we're renaming it the Cracked Ding Dong. Because let's be honest, if your only job was to make noise and you still can't do that, you deserve a name that reflects it. Hey gigglers, real quick. If you're a fan of my work and want to show some love, there are many ways to do that. Here are 2 off the top of my head. First, and most easy, is by subscribing to the channel and leaving behind a like, as this sends positive signals to the infamous algorithm, which helps my channel to be noticed. The other way to support what I'm doing is to shop at my Etsy store for fun things I've created, like a made-up certificate you can use to prank your friends with. If that sounds good, there's a link in the doobly-doo down below. You can visit that after this video. Thanks. From one oops to another, now we're heading over to the Alamo, an enduring symbol of Texas's fight for independence. But let's be honest, It's also the site of one of the most famous, well, that didn't go as planned, moments in American history. A group of Texan rebels stood their ground, dramatically outnumbered. And spoiler alert, it didn't end great for them. So in honor of this legendary last stand, and the fact it was kind of a giant oops in military strategy, we're officially renaming it the Texas Whoopsie Daisy, because if history has taught us anything, it's that even in defeat, you can still get a cool souvenir shop out of it. This next one just has anger management issues. We're heading over to Yellowstone National Park, America's first national park, and home to breathtaking landscapes, diverse wildlife, and most importantly, a giant underground pressure cooker just waiting to blow. Sure, people come for the geysers, the hot springs, and the bison that will absolutely ruin your day if you get a little too close. But let's not ignore the fact that this place sits on a massive supervolcano. It's basically Mother Nature's personal stress ball, occasionally venting out steam so it doesn't lose its temper and erase half of the continent. So, to better capture its true essence, we're renaming it Mother Nature's Pressure Popper, because nothing says relaxing vacation like camping on top of an active geological time bomb. Now we're heading over to America's most indecisive vacation spot, Four Corners, the only place in America where you can stand in 4 states at once. It's a bucket list destination for road trippers, geography nerds, and people who just really like standing in awkward positions for photos. But in reality, this is less of a landmark and more of a glorified game of Twister for tourists who can't decide where they actually want to be. So, in honor of all of the weird poses in forced family photos, we're officially renaming it Twisty Turny Photo Journey, because why choose one state when you can kinda sorta be in 4 at the same time? If standing in 4 states at once wasn't good enough for you, let's head over to Hoover Dam, an engineering marvel, a symbol of American ingenuity, and truth be told, the world's most overqualified water stopper. This thing is literally holding back an entire river, like a giant concrete plug keeping nature from making a mess. It's basically a bathtub drain stopper on a national scale. So in honor of its one and only job, keeping Arizona and Nevada from becoming Atlantis, we're officially renaming it the Big Concrete Plug. Because when your entire purpose is don't let water through, you deserve a name that gets straight to the point. From holding back millions of gallons of water to hovering over the top of it, the Golden Gate Bridge, an architectural wonder, a symbol of San Francisco, and probably the most iconic orange thing in the world besides Cheetos. When you really think about it, this bridge isn't just a pretty landmark. It's basically the world's largest swing set, just waiting for someone to jump off and say, "Whee!" I mean, the thing's got a stunning view, it's high up in the air, and it's a perfect backdrop for any Instagram post. So in honor of its ability to make everyone feel like they're on a giant playground, we're renaming it the San Francisco Sky Swing. Because when you're that high off the ground, it's basically the world's most scenic swing set, right? Alright, now we're traveling to the mountains. Heading over to the Rocky Mountains to be exact. Towering peaks that have been a staple of the American landscape for millions of years. And sure, they are impressive. But let's not forget, it's basically nature's way of saying, look at me and what I can do. I'm big and bold. And if you want to get to the top, prepare to struggle. It's like nature's obstacle course for adventure junkies. So in honor of these mountain giants, we're renaming them the Rocky High Ground. Because when you're that massive and intimidating, you don't need a fancy title. Just a name that screams, I'm here to make your lungs hurt and your head light. From the mountains to the swamplands, we're heading over to the Everglades now. An endless wild swampland that seems to go on forever, packed with alligators, snakes, and more mosquitoes than you could ever count. And so as to not sugarcoat it, the Everglades are basically nature's giant sponge, soaking up everything in its path. Water, wildlife, and even your dreams of staying dry. It looks beautiful from afar, but once you're knee deep in it, you'll be questioning every decision that led you into the Swamp Thing's backyard. So to capture its true essence, we're renaming it Nature's Giant Spongy Carpet. Because really, that's what it is. A swampy carpet where every step squishes between your toes and leaves you wondering, why am I sticky? From the swamplands to another volcano, we're heading over to Washington State now to visit Mount St. Helens, A majestic towering volcano in Washington state that once erupted in 1980, sending ash cloud and lava everywhere. Now, while most people see it as a reminder of nature's explosive power, I think we can all agree that it's also just Earth throwing a tantrum. Imagine if a toddler had a meltdown so big it left a giant crater in the ground. That's basically what happened here. So to honor Earth's most dramatic hissy fit, we're renaming it Earth's Temper Tantrum, because nothing says I'm angry like a volcano eruption that changes the landscape forever. Life doesn't hold many guarantees. One thing I can guarantee is that if your journey from the president's selfie stone all the way to nature's giant spongy carpet has painted a permanent grin on your face, you'll definitely get a kick out of the video I've put up on screen during the bloopers, which are coming up next. Click that video to enjoy some more laughter, and I'll see you over there. Until then, stay blessed, my friends. Now, enjoy some bloopers. An archaeetry. Take three. Take three. Take three. Alright. You're right. Alright. From being in 4 states at once to heading over. Blah, 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 blah. Geographic. Geography. Blah, blah, blah. Geography. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Unique New York. New York is unique. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.